Good evening, guys. So welcome to Automative Analytics from 360DigiTMG. So in previous session, we have seen how this automative analytics is useful in this domain, right? So how this domain is will be useful. So guys, talking about, uh, so let me share my screen. Okay. So guys, today's topic is all about automative analytics. Okay. So guys, as we know, we have seen uh, k nearest neighbor, k, we have seen logistic, we have linear regressions. So we have different type of regressions too, right? We have seen these kind of things, and we have seen now this automative analytics will be useful, right? So we have seen what is meant by automative analytics too. Okay, so moving on, guys, let's go. Let's see. So what are the important things of automative analytics? So what is this automative analytics, guys? And how we are going to implement that? Okay. So guys, as we know, automative analytics is nothing but the thing. So let me give an introduction. So guys, automative analytics is nothing but automative where it's gonna automatically. Okay. So going on to the introduction. Okay. Going on to the introduction. For today's agenda will be introduction, multiple layer perceptron, importance in automative analytics, and conclusion. Okay. So in conclusion, we'll be seeing what are the important topics we need to get to know. Okay. So guys, as we know, automative analytics is one of the important domain where we are gonna learn. So introduction is, so agenda's introduction will be seen. So before that, let us recall what all we have done. Okay, so let me give me a minute. I'm going to share you my screen. Okay, after getting the information. So guys, so let me share you. Okay, let me sharing my screen, and you can see what are the important topics this. Okay, so as we know, we have covered EDA, automative analytics in exploratory data analysis and pre-processing. So we have seen this. Okay, and we have seen what we are going to do in EDA. So we are going to do exploratory data analysis on the data what we have got. Okay, so regarding that, we have used this automative analytics. So this EDA, which is very important to us. Okay, so guys, as we know, the importance of automative analytics. Okay, so as we know the importance of automative analytics, we are going to see what are the data we have got. Okay, and we have seen the different type of classifications, right? So we have seen the model, which is very important to it, and you can see we have done unsupervised learning as well as supervised learning. Okay, you can see we have seen unsupervised learning and supervised learning. Okay, so as we move, let us say what is the important accepts. Okay, so what are the important things we are going to discuss, so which is very important to us. Okay, so guys, as we go, okay, so as we move on, what are the topics we are going to learn? So let us see, guys. Okay, let us see what is the important things which is very we are going to see in automative analytics. So in EDA, we have seen what are the things, and here you can see we have defined what is meant by unsupervised learning and what is meant by supervised learning. So guys, we have seen what is meant by unsupervised learning, right? So unsupervised learning is nothing but where the student is gonna learn himself. Okay. So unsupervised learning is nothing but where student gonna learn by himself. And in unsupervised learning, okay, we are seeing different types. You can see supervised learning. You're gonna see K-means clustering and the steps involved in K-means clustering. Okay. So if you ask me what are the steps involved in K-means clustering, okay, you can see initialize the centroids of K. Okay. For each thing, see what is important to you. Okay. So we will be initializing the K for each set of samples. Okay. And we'll be seeing assign sample to each closest on K. And for each cluster in the set of clusters, we'll be seeing the cluster centroid based. And we're going to repeat the steps 2 to 3 until a stopping criteria is fulfilled. Okay. So basically these things we'll be seeing. And as we move on, guys, we'll be seeing what are the steps which is involved in this K-means cluster. Okay. And the important thing of K-means clustering we have seen. So let us go to advantages of K-means clustering. So what are the advantages of K-means clustering? So K-means clustering is the method, okay, which is it can scale with large data. Okay, and we'll be seeing the appropriate method, which is important to us. Okay, and we'll be seeing how we are gonna improve that. Okay, so keeping this thing in mind, we'll be seeing the other important aspects too. Okay, so guys, as we know what is gonna be done in our unsupervised learning. Okay, so if trained data, you have seen the right fit models and everything, right? So according to this, we'll be seeing how we are gonna sorry for that. How we are gonna okay, so sorry for that, guys. How we are gonna implement K-means clustering. Okay, so guys, K-means clustering is very important in scale of large data sets. Okay? So if you're gonna go for the conclusions of K-means clustering, okay, when you go for K-means clustering limitations, you can see, okay, number of clusters which is chosen. Okay, the number of clusters which has been chosen, and the data, okay, which is important in the accepts. Okay, and the outliers have a strong influence on results. So we know that when we are doing K-means cluster, okay, so K-means clustering is all about these things, guys. Okay, so keeping this in mind, we'll be seeing okay, so keeping this in mind, we'll be seeing the variation size of clusters. So how we are gonna calculate the cluster, how we are gonna use these clusters. Okay, so in previous sessions we have seen this, and going to automative analytics. Okay, and going to automative analytics, we'll be seeing the data which is important to us. Okay, this data which is important to us. So next thing we'll be seeing is the introduction of K nearest neighbor. So guys, as we know the limitations, okay, as we know the limitations and everything. So next thing we'll be seeing is all about the things what we are gonna apply in here. Okay. So guys, keeping this in mind, we'll be working with what is this machine learning in KNN algorithm is gonna do. Okay. So guys, as we know the importance of machine learning. Okay. So as you know the importance of machine learning and the concepts which you are gonna learn. Okay. So keeping this in mind, guys, we'll be seeing how this data is gonna work. So, so we know the difference of what is meant by unsupervised learning and supervised learning, right? So we have seen the difference of what is meant by unsupervised learning and supervised learning. So guys, moving on, we'll be seeing how this k nearest neighbor is gonna work and how this neighbor is gonna work. Okay. So guys, we know what is meant by what we call means supervised learning, right? Supervised learning is nothing but okay. Supervised learning is nothing but the data. Okay, supervised learning is nothing but basically we are gonna see the importance. Okay. So where teacher is gonna teach and student is gonna learn. So this is called as supervised learning. Okay. So these are the important concepts or accepts you can say, which is important to us, guys. Okay. So moving on, we'll be seeing what is the type of introduction we need. Okay. So moving on to the introduction, guys. Okay. You'll see k nearest neighbor. Okay. Okay. The simplest machine learning algorithms based on the learning technique. So guys, KNN algorithm. So the KNN assumes as we put the new case, okay, it can be pointed on algorithms of data which are going to classify the KNN algorithm, which can be used for regressions, okay, as well as for classifications, okay. These type of things we'll be seeing for classification too, and we'll be seeing what is this KNN algorithm is made up of, okay. So guys, as we know, the important thing which is useful for us, okay. So guys, as we move on, we'll be seeing the important concept of machine learning, okay, and we'll be seeing the KNN's algorithm which is important to us. We'll be seeing the mostly important things, okay, and what are the concept which is important to us, okay. So guys, as we know, what is the important things in k nearest? So in the basic concepts we have seen, okay, in basic concepts you can see, okay, you can see the number of concepts which is important, okay, and you can see the data sets and the k nearest neighbors. Okay, the k nearest neighbor, we are going to assign some value into it, guys. Okay, so we'll be seeing what is this machine learning, okay, the further concept what we have done, and we are going to see the important aspects which is gonna be useful for us. So we have seen this, guys, and in the 6th day we have seen decision tree. So guys, decision tree is one of the very important things, okay. So when we call the things of decision tree in algorithm, we'll be seeing how this decision tree is gonna work, okay. So guys, decision tree, the introduction we have seen, okay, and we know decision tree is like a classification algorithm by yes or no, guys. Okay, we'll be seeing how this concept is important to us in every concept. We'll be seeing what is the data okay, which we are gonna get. So guys, these type of data are very important. Okay, so getting decision tree algorithms, getting what type of data is available, the conclusions, the data. So what is the use of decision tree algorithm? How you are going to use decision tree algorithm? Okay, so we'll be seeing these concepts, and we know decision tree algorithms. Okay, we know decision tree algorithms. We are going to use this to classify our data. Okay, classifying our data, the classifier. So these type of data will be seen, which is important to us. So guys, after that, we'll be going to the linear regression. So introduction to linear regression. Okay. It is one of the best thing, okay, where we are going to use this. This linear regression, if you call for the introduction, it is one of the most popular things. Okay. So linear regression is going to make predictions. It's going to do the data which is important to us. Okay. So these type of things are very important. Okay. So what is this linear regression? So guys, if you ask me what is meant by linear regression. So linear regression is the easiest and most popular machine learning algorithms in a statistical model. Okay. It is used for predictive analysis. Linear regression is gonna make predictions. Linear regression is gonna do the linear relationship. Okay. We'll be seeing the linear relation, which means to find how the dependent variable is changing according to. So what is this independent variable is all about? Okay. So these type of things we can see. And linear regression in machine learning. Linear regression in machine learning. It's gonna help how this linear regression is gonna work in machine learning. So if you understand the concept of linear relationship, which means how the value of dependent variable is changing according to the independent variables. This linear regression always shows, okay, always shows the variables, which is important. Okay. So guys, these are very important things when we do it work. Okay. Okay. So guys, the important aspects, if you ask about the linear regressions, what is the use of these data? Okay. So guys, the data which is useful. Okay. So it will be useful for the data what we are going to use. So guys, linear regression. Okay. So linear regression is a regression model which is sloped into a straight line, which is going to present relationship between the variables, the target variable, the predicted variable, linear regression coefficient. So these type of data will be seen. The randomness of error, the values of x and y. Okay. So guys, you can see linear regression in machine learning. Okay. So guys, you can see the data what we are gonna get. Okay. So guys, after that we will be seeing how this linear regression is used in data models. Okay. So guys, the important things, if you ask me, okay. So as we know, linear regression is one of the important things. We're gonna see what is gonna happen in linear regression, which is that linear regression can further be divided into types of algorithms. Simple linear regression and multiple linear regressions. So guys, simple linear regression, multiple linear regression has their own different kind. Simple linear regression is nothing but where they have one independent variable and one dependent variable. And multiple linear regressions. Okay. Multiple linear regressions are the data which we are gonna have the value of numerical dependent variable, which we are gonna use for linear regression of multiple regressions. Okay. So linear regression has one dependent variable and one independent variables, guys. And multiple linear regression has multiple dependent variables. So guys, talking about the algorithm, the linear regression shows the relationship between independent and dependent. How this linear regression is important? What is our main goal? What is the best line to fit if we have an error? Okay. So guys, we will be seeing the linear regression in terms of errors. So errors in linear regressions are, guys, it is one of the error called MSE, mean squared error. Okay. We'll be seeing total number of observations, the actual value, the predicted value. Okay. Linear regression in automative analytics. Okay. So guys, if you ask me, so linear regression in automative analytics. Okay. So one second, guys, I think the date has been disclosed. Okay. So linear regression in automative analytics. So linear regression in automative analytics is nothing but we are gonna keep the variety of sales what we have. Okay. The data sets. We're going to establish, identify underperforming models. We are going to influence the price. We are going to predict the life vehicles. We are going to seize the engine, the cylinder we're going to see. Okay. So these type of things you can expect, guys. Okay. We can predict the life cycles by analyzing things. Okay. So these are things what you can see, guys. And just a second, guys. I think the data has been getting captured. Okay. So these are things you can see in linear regression. Now moving to the NLP. Okay. The MLP is nothing but multiple layer perceptron, guys. So we'll be seeing what is the importance of NLP in this automative analytics. Okay, guys. So as we further proceed, we'll be seeing the data which are important. Okay. So let us move, guys. We'll be seeing the data which are important in multiple layer perceptron. Okay, guys. As we know, multiple layer perceptron is one of the important aspects. Okay, which is gonna be useful for us. Okay, so multiple layer perceptron in this linear regression type is. Okay, so how it will be useful for us? The linear regression is there. How it will be useful to us? Okay, so these things we'll be seeing. Okay, so which is one of the important topic. If you can ask me. Okay, gradually it will be showing its weightage, guys. Okay, it is very important in the terms of this data is what we are going to use. Okay, so it is very useful, guys, when you talk about the data what we are going to use. Okay, so multiple layer perceptron has a conclusion. Okay, different type of conclusions we are having, and we'll be having the data which is very important to us. Okay, so these data, guys, you can consider it is one of the concept which is going to help us to do multiple layer perceptron. Okay, so which is one of the wonderful data if you ask me again. Okay, So data which can consider of multiple layer perceptron. So as we move on, guys, we'll be seeing the data, okay, which is very important to us. So further as we proceed, guys, we'll be seeing the data which we are going to use in multiple layer perceptron, guys. Okay. So if you ask me the importance of multiple layer perceptron, the multiple layer perceptron is a perceptron which is going to be useful in automative analytics. So multiple layer perceptron. So multiple layer perceptron is also known as MLP. We know that it is a fully connected layers. Okay. And if you ask me, so what is the useful of this? So guys, so if you ask me, the important concepts what we have, okay, the important concepts we have, will be using these type of data sets. You can see the introduction. Okay, as you can see the introduction, we'll be seeing what is the important thing which is used to measure, okay, which is used to measure in data things. So guys, a multiple layer perceptron is a neural network that has multiple layers, okay, which is used to create a neural network of multiple layers. So we are going to create a neural networks of multiple layers networks to see how the inputs of the neurons are useful. Okay. So we'll be seeing the networks which we are going to combine for neurons so that the output of some neurons are the input of the other neurons. So these things we should keep in mind, guys. Okay. We should keep in mind the data which is very useful for us. Okay. So as we further proceed, we'll be seeing the data. Okay. Basically the data which is very useful for us. So guys, as we further proceed, let me give you an example, means the importance of what we are gonna learn using this MLP, guys. Okay. A multiple layer perceptron, if you ask me, it is a neural network which has multiple layers, guys. Okay, which has multiple layers. So these data will be very useful in the aspects of the data which we are going to use. Okay. So guys, if you ask me, the importance what we have is nothing but the data what we are going to use to layer the things. Okay. So we'll be seeing what is the importance of this data, and we'll be seeing, guys, how we are going to implement it in our lives. Okay. So to create a neural network, okay, to create a neural network which has a multiple layers, okay, which has a multiple layers, we need the data. Okay, the perceptron data, it may be the data which we are going to connect with other neurons. Okay, the data which is very useful for us. Okay, so these type of things we should keep in mind, guys. Okay, because it's going to show an important aspects if you ask me. Okay, so data will be very useful, guys. Okay, so as we saw the input of the data what we have, next thing we'll be saying is the multiple layer perceptron things. Okay, so guys, a multiple layer perceptron has an input. Okay, this multiple layer perceptron has an input which will be useful for us. Okay, which will be useful for us, and the data what we're going to use. So guys, multiple layer perceptron. Okay, a multiple layer perceptron has one of the input layer for each. There is one neuron, the output layer, the input layer, which can have the hidden off layers where we are. Okay. So guys, the data is what you're gonna see, right? Data is what you're gonna see will be useful. We have different number of needs. Okay, we can see that there are 3 inputs. Okay, there are the hidden inputs, which has the data which is important to us, which is the data which is not important to us. Okay, and we'll be seeing if each node is in perception. Okay, so guys, moving forward, we'll be seeing the data which is important to us. So by making a sigmoid function or sigmoid formula, we will be seeing the data which we are going to use. So the output layer gives 2 inputs. Okay, the output layer gives the 2 inputs. The input layer forwards the output. Okay, the same way we're going to see the hidden layer process of information. So we'll be seeing how we are going to pass the output layer. So every road in multiple perceptron guys have an activation function. Okay, and the sigmoid activation function takes a real value as input. Okay, and the sigmoid activation function will be the important aspect of sigmoid formula. So basically, we'll be seeing what is the data we are gonna fetch for. Okay. So guys, by using different type of sigmoid things, you can see the data which is important to us. Okay. So we'll be seeing importance of automative analytics. Okay. The importance of automative analytics. So the importance of automative analytics is that guys, we are gonna use how this automative analytics will be useful. Okay. So important aspects in the rules, if you ask me. Deep neural networks, okay, are a keen autonomous vehicles as they collect, okay, as they collect the input for scissors and we're gonna process it. Okay. For the correct behavior of this vehicle, we'll be using deep neural networks. Okay. So deep neural networks, how it is useful, we will be seeing that topics. Neural networks which are utilized in development. Okay, neural networks which is very useful in the correction of vehicle safety. So what are the things you can see? What are the topics we can use? Right? These we can see. So as we move on, okay, we'll be seeing the conclusion part. So guys, if you ask me, what is the conclusion? So basically, will we have more predictive and intelligent companies like Hello Technologies or on similar paths what we are going to use. Okay, the human which is going to drive the world. Okay, and the data what we are going to send, what type of data which is useful for us. Okay, so these things will be used. So guys, as we move, let me say the data which are important. Okay, so the data what we are gonna use is, so in KNN guys, the Euclidean distance we have seen. Okay, so the conclusion of MLP, it is an intelligent devices seems to provide a more proactive and intelligent solution for automotive industries. Companies like Hello Technologies, the sensory data. Okay, there is still on the work what we are going to use. Okay, but certainly what is the data we can use. Okay, the data is what we can use, and what are the important concepts what we can use for MLP. Okay, so guys, MLP. MLP is nothing but multiple layer perceptron. As we know, MLP is nothing but in data science, we can call it as multiple layer perception. Okay. So guys, a multiple layer perceptron is a fully connected classes of feed forward of artificial neural network. Okay. MLP is nothing but a fully connected layer. Okay, is a feed forward artificial network. Okay. Okay, there are the terms MLP in AMPs. So what is MLP in data science if you ask me? Data science is a field that studies data and how to extract meaning from it, whereas devoted in understanding the data, okay, that is going to utilize the improve the performance. Okay, so MLP in machine learning is a supplement of feed forward neural network. Nothing but a feed forward neural network. Okay, it consists of three types actually: the hidden output and remaining things. A multiple layer perception strives to remember patterns in sequential data because it requires large number of parameters. Okay, guys. The perceptron what we are going to use, the MLP classifier, it stands for multiple layer perceptron, guys. It stands for multiple layer perceptron. So let us discuss about MLP. The term MLP strictly refers to the threshold, the multiple layer perception, especially when they have the neural networks. Okay, and MLP consists of at least three layers of input layer, hidden layer, and then output. So expect for the nodes, each node is a neuron that is non-linear. Okay. So as we move on the perceptron, okay, the MLP will be saying how this MLP will be useful. So guys, MLP is in different types of perceptrons. Okay, so we'll be seeing the introduction of perceptron, that how we are gonna use it. Okay, so guys, the perceptron, if you ask me, okay, we are gonna create a neural network which is important, and we are gonna see the neural network. Okay, so guys, if we move on, we are gonna see the data. Okay, we are gonna see the data, how this data will be implemented. Okay. The data you can see how we will build it. Okay. So guys, the data what we are going to use for multiple layer perceptron. We'll be seeing how this data be. So multiple layer perceptron is a fully connected layer. And so using this multiple layer perceptron, we are going to use the restriction classifications. So multiple layer perceptron guys. So multiple layer perceptron machine learning, if you ask me. So guys, the introduction of multiple layer perceptron. Okay. So MLP in machine learning is nothing but it is an MLP. It is supplement of feed forward neural net. Okay. So what is MLP and why it is used? So MLP is a feed forward neural network, artificial neural that generate sets of output from set of inputs. Okay. And MLP is categorized by several layers of input nodes connected as directed graph between input and output layers. Okay. So MLP uses back propagation for training the network. Okay. So what MLP means? So guys, we have seen. Okay. So if you ask me, what are the advantages of multiple layer okay. A multiple layer perceptron is a model which can be used to solve complex nonlinear problems. It works both well with small data and vessels. It helps us to obtain quick predictions. Okay, and it helps us to obtain some accuracy or ratio with large data as well as small data. It helps us to obtain quick data, the training what we have done. Okay, guys. So these things you can expect what we are going to use in multiple layer perceptron. Okay. So we'll be continuing guys as we move on. So just a second, let me bring my charging thing. Okay. So just a minute, guys. So guys, I'm back. Okay. So we're talking about multiple layer perception. So we know is you can ask me, is MLP a regression model? So guys, MLP is going to implement the regression model, which is important. Okay. So basically we'll be seeing how this multiple layer perceptron is going to work. So guys, so let me give you an examples of multiple layer perceptions. Okay. So if you ask me, as I say, there is pros and cons. If you ask me, what are the disadvantages of MLP? So guys, the disadvantages of MLP is produced to too many parameters because it is fully connected. Okay. Parameter number, the width, the depth, the height, each node is connected to the another level and else level. Okay. So the 6 elements of this MLP also we can be seeing. So guys, this MLP we have seen. Okay. So guys, importance of this MLP now, automative analytics is. So guys, a multiple layer perception is a fully connected class of feed forward artificial neural network. Okay. Neural networks are also being heavily utilized in the development of autonomous vehicle, which is going to depend the analytic and predictive success set. Okay, so deep neural networks, we're going to see how autonomous vehicles, they're going to collect from sensors, process, and how they're going to produce the correct behavior of the vehicle. Okay, so guys, this is the important thing. Okay? So conclusion, if you're going to see, it is an intelligence seems to provide a more proactive. Okay, so if you ask me, what is the concept of this MLP? So a multiple layer perceptron is a fully connected class of feed forward artificial neural net. Okay. The term MLP is used sometimes it's going to do for feed forward ANN. Sometimes it's 60 refer to the network which is composed with multiple layers of perceptron, the threshold activation terminology. So if you ask me, the MLP in data science is nothing but we are going how to extract meaning from it. Whereas machine learning is a field we are going to develop to buildings. Okay. So to improve performance, to inform predictions, machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence. Okay. So can you explain MLP in details? Sure. So MLP is a feed forward artificial neural network that generates a set of output from set of inputs. So an MLP is a characterized by several layers of input nodes, which is connected in a desired graph. Okay. Between the input and the output layers, MLP uses back propagation for training in the net. So multiple layer perceptron is used for a variety of tasks such as stock analysis, image identification, spam detection, and election voting predictions. Okay. So guys, this is the concept of NLP. So let me show you the code of NLP and we'll be seeing what we're going to do. Okay. So let me share my screen, guys. Okay. Here you can see the code of MLP. So basically, guys, the data contains. Okay. So just a second. Okay. So basically, guys, okay. So the data set contains number of vehicles, the sales realized in a certain period. The number of sales was kept for every month. We'll forecast sales number for 6 months using MLP, guys. So here you can see the libraries which I have got. Okay. the libraries which I have imported. So I have imported libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, Matplotlib, and much more. Okay, you know why we use NumPy for numerical data, Pandas for data, for Seaborn for advanced data visualizations, Matplotlib for data graphic visualization. Okay, so these type of things we have got, and we are gonna see the data what we are gonna use for. Okay, the input data files that are available. Okay, and the file names, okay, which we have got it. Okay, so guys, as we proceed, we are gonna see the how our data set is gonna look alike. So guys, our data set, okay. So data set, we have data like this. Okay. So guys, you can see the data which is important. Okay. So data, what is this data important for? Okay. So guys, before going to data, let me give you a brief discussion about MLP. Okay. So guys, MLP is all about the concept what you're gonna learn. Okay. So what is this multiple layer perceptron in machine learning? Okay. So what are the advantages we have seen? Is multiple layer perceptron in an algorithm? A very good valid questions, guys. Multiple layer perceptron falls under the category of feed forward algorithms. Okay. So guys, because the inputs are combined with the initial weights and the activation function, just like in the perceptron, the differences is that the linear combination is with the another next layer. Okay. So what are the advantages of multiple layer perceptron? So guys, if you ask me what are the advantages of multiple layer perceptron, it works well both in small and large data. It helps us to obtain quick predictions after the training, and we will be seeing it helps us to obtain some accuracy ratio with large as well as small data. Okay, guys. So this multiple layer perceptron, guys, if you ask me the limitations of this multiple layer perceptron, the disadvantages you can say, okay, MLP include too many parameters, okay, because it is fully connected. Parameter number with X and weight, okay, the height, each node is connected in another in very dense web, okay, resulting in redundancy and inefficiency. Is MLP supervised or unsupervised? Okay, guys. So let me explain. Multiple layer perceptron is a supervised learning algorithm that learns a function, okay, and training on the data set where the number of dimension input is a number of. So why perceptron algorithm is what is perceptron? The concept of perceptron has a critical role in machine learning. It is used as an algorithm or a linear classifier to facilitate supervised learning of binary classifiers. Supervised learning is amongst the most researched of learning problems. So we'll be seeing is perceptron and deep learning, sir. Okay, I know this doubt will be arising, right? So MLP is a deep learning method, guys. Okay, a multiple layer perceptron in a neural network connecting signal paths. Okay, the strength what we goes. Okay, so these are very important when you ask about the concept of multiple layer perceptrons. Okay, so guys, as we can see, multiple layers, okay, as an output layer for each input. So basically, we'll be seeing how we are gonna connect number of nodes. Okay. So what are multiple layer perceptron used? So guys, a very good question, which I was expecting from the students to ask me. Okay, I was waiting till time. So multiple layer perceptrons are widely used to solve problems requiring supervised learning. Okay, and research into computational neuroscience and parallel distributed processing. Okay. So this is basically we are going to use multiple layer perceptrons to solve the problems which are widely used in problems requiring supervised learning and research into computational neuroscience and parallel distributed processing. Okay, guys. So as we know, this is the important things we have to learn, guys. Okay. So what is this used for? Multiple layer perceptron is a data, okay, which is very useful when we are gonna do the classification of supervised learning and research. Okay, and we are gonna research into computational neuroscience and parallel processing and the things what we are gonna use. Okay, guys. So the MLP. So what is the difference between perceptron and multiple layer perceptron? A multiple layer perceptron contains one or more hidden layers. Okay, it basically contains one or more hidden layers, while single layer perceptron can learn only one linear functions. Okay, so we are gonna see what are the non-linear functions we are gonna use. Okay. So if you ask me, sir, can you say me what are different type of perceptron models? Single layer perceptron model, one of the easiest ones, ANN, artificial neural network, which has feed forward network and includes a threshold transfer inside the model. So multiple layer perceptron, it is mainly used to similar a single layer perceptron, single layer perceptron. So what is the another name of this multiple layer perceptron model? So guys, multiple layer perceptron are sometimes colloquially referred as vanilla neural networks, especially when they have single hidden layer. An MLP consists of three layers of nodes: an input layer, a hidden layer, and an output layer. What type of data is best to use in MLP, guys? Okay, what type of data which is useful? So MLP are suitable for classification problems. Where inputs are assigned a class or label. Okay, so this is how it is very important. What are the applications of this perceptron? A very valid question. Perceptron is usually used to classify the data into two parts. Therefore, it is also known as linear binary classifier. If you want to understand machine learning, we are going to do it So why perceptron algorithm is used? Guys, the concept of perceptron has a critical role in machine learning. It is used as an algorithm or a linear classifier to facilitate supervised learning, okay, of binary classifiers. Supervised learning is amongst the most research of learning problems. So a multiple layer perceptron, okay, is a neural network which contains one or more hidden layers on the thing how we are gonna work on things, guys. Okay, so this was all about the introduction, and we have just revised what we have done, guys. Okay, so in the tomorrow's session, we will be seeing the code of NLP. Okay, we'll be using the code of NLP. Okay, so guys, so we'll be seeing the next things in the next concepts. Okay. So thank you for attending the session. Okay.